Very recently on Waypoint Vice, a lengthy interview that consisted of 343 staff and ex-Bungie developers focused on Halo's timeline from the very early Bungie days, 1997, to present day. Halo Chronicles is the Bungie cancelled game. It was a Halo anthology for the Xbox 360, officially confirmed in 2006 as an episodic interactive storytelling Halo game, but ultimately got cancelled later in 2009. We've never known too much about this project until now, until this month. Today we're gonna dive into what District 9, the Sony production movie, came to be, and how that was what Halo was meant to be, and how this failed project gave birth to Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and Halo Legends. Let's get into it. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun time, but first let me give a quick shout out to our sister channel, PlayStation Follower. Christian over there pours his heart out into creative and informative videos, not only about PlayStation, but games like Spider-Man, Battlefront, and Madden, and just tons of everything, you know, the whole package of gaming. So please go check his channel out. His views and subscribers are lovely people, and I would love for you guys to also give him support. So please check him out, link down in the description or at the end of this video. So this massive multi-person interview consisted of a lot of stuff, the whole Halo timeline with 343 and Bungie employees, or ex-employees. But today we're going to be focusing on the Peter Jackson Halo movie portion, as well as the Halo Chronicles, the cancelled Bungie Halo game. So according to Joe Staten, the cinematics director, although he did help carve Chief's humor and personality, explained this Halo Chronicles game would have been a collaborative project between Bungie and Wingnut Interactive. Wingnut was a Peter Jackson's collab company with Microsoft, FYI. So Paul Burton, most recognized for his creation of Halo Firefight and being the lead designer on Halo 2 and 3, said that Halo Chronicles would not be focused on Chief, but instead focused on a Marine. So far so good. But they took it a step further. They liked the concept of be the bullet. So they wanted to take the player on an emotional gameplay journey from not just being a human, but a modified human. Much like Chief, where you're a walking tank, but most notably you have military augmentations, changes to your structure, your body structure. Instead of that though, they wanted in Halo Chronicles to have rather where there is actual biological quote shit happening to you. DNA changes within the Marine. It almost makes me think of a flood mutation, but the person, the mind, is still in control. I think that this is sort of the idea that Bungie and Wingnut had at the time, whereas if you are this alien creature that was once a human. It's also really cool to think that at one point that Halo Chronicles had something to do, of course, given that Peter Jackson was in creation of this game while the movie at the same time would of course tie in to the movie. It would have been really bizarre, but very interesting to see a movie, a Halo movie in Hollywood in theaters about the very things I'm speaking of right now. So Paul continued to explain that the player would be able to swap into a completely different combat mode, where the only way you could attack was through a powerful melee punch. He explained that one-hand weapon would be to push enemies away from you, and your other hand as a player would be able to stun enemies. There was also double jumping in this game and an auto-aimed long-distance dash that you could do from the air. Sounds very interesting, and it sounds like stuff we've never seen in Halo before. So far, this gameplay sounds very different, very experimental, using the run and shoot Halo that we know as a foundation. What do you guys think about it so far? To me, it sounds very aggressive. It sounds like it's your in kind of your face melee gameplay, very upfront, very close to the enemies. They also say that they recreated the first 5 missions of Halo 3 to see how their new gameplay experimental things worked. This, of course, with no rechargeable shields, created some very interesting environments for the gameplay, and it actually, believe it or not, set the foundation for Halo 3 ODST gameplay, which a couple elements made it into this game. But they also explained that they experimented with making the AI not just attack you straight away, which of course I think is something that also made it into Halo 3 ODST. Lastly, it's explained that the player would actually later become a Promethean, which was later the concept that 343 took and ran with in Halo 4 and Halo 5. In addition, it's added that Halo Chronicles, the wingnut game, was going to evolve into a game where you were always the Promethean. You would fight in low orbit against Covenant cruisers with an ability to turn into a missile. What the hell? That sounds amazing. A Marine that turns into a missile. What is going on here? Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 5-10 years or so, you'll know that Halo in Hollywood once almost happened. The Halo movie was actually something that was an idea that was almost created a very long time ago. But of course, way back then, near the Halo 3 days, the Halo movie entered and then fell out of pre-production. When the movie fell through, this actually affected and changed the future of Halo dramatically. First off, Peter Jackson actually discussed later how technically Halo was District 9. Halo became District 9, the movie. District 9 was produced by Peter and directed by Neil Blomkamp. The plot follows a field agent and him contracting an alien virus that begins to alter his DNA, and the only place he can hide is among the alien camps in South Africa. Sound familiar? It sounds a lot like Halo Chronicles, what we've been talking about. If you've seen this movie, which personally I have, and I definitely recommend it, it is a great watch, then you can probably agree that this movie resembles a lot of what the developers have discussed so far, such as the human turning into an alien, or the changing of DNA, or becoming a weapon. Very cool, bizarre ideas happening here. So when the movie got canceled, the same plug that was pulled on the movie, that was pulled on almost all of the future of Halo. It really did change a lot. Now, I'm not going to say everything changed, but a lot of Halo's future, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and Halo Legends, that came from the birth, from the death of Halo Chronicles, but we'll get into that soon. It was sort of like dominoes though. Once this thing fell, it all fell through. When handling millions of dollars in Hollywood, it's really challenging to get any project, especially those that are risky like a Halo game to movie transition to happen. That's why they've only done TV shows in most video games, including Halo. But as Halo Chronicles fell through, Bungie entered a type of flux. They needed to find out what they were going to do if they weren't going to work on something that would complement this movie by Peter Jackson, and they needed to do it fast. This brought them to Halo 3 ODST, an expansion of Halo 3's campaign DLC, although not really. It was original and it was new enough to feel cheap to developers and also something that Microsoft could agree and accept to. The interview goes on to discuss Halo 3 ODST and other big milestone in development timelines in Halo, which if you would like to read, I've provided a link down in the description. It is a very long read. But firstly, let's recap Halo Chronicles, the canceled Bungie game. It was undoubtedly a first-person shooter that focused on being the bullet gameplay, with abstract powers and abilities, and focused on playing as a Marine that would eventually become an alien that would transition into a Promethean, which would test the bounds of what's possible for a human to experience, especially in the Halo universe. The project was canceled ultimately because the movie was canceled, basically because the movie itself was too risky on a $150 million budget, and we all know, especially back then, how well that video games do to movies. Not very well. But since it was canceled, it opened up the possibility for Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and Halo Legends to be created. Halo Chronicles to some extent tied into Peter Jackson's failed Halo film. If you like the idea of this canceled game, then please go check out District 9. That was, in a lot of ways, inspired from this game, and it has great reviews, so it is a classic, so go check it out. Also, what do you guys think of all this? Halo Chronicles, alright, this is Bungie's infamous big last kind of game change, and what really altered what became a lot of classic Halo. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that Halo Chronicles would have worked? Do you think fans or even yourself would have liked it at all? Why or why not? How do you think it would have been for the Halo community overall, the press, the video game industry? Do you think it would have been a good idea or a bad idea? Let me know down in the comment section below. I am very curious to hear what you guys think. Maybe this is something, since 343 has constantly pulled ideas from Bungie's thrown away, trashed ideas, or what they planned for Halo 4 and 5 to be, and putting that into modern Halo. Why don't they, dig this out of the trash can? Is this something that 343 should do? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video up if you ended up enjoying. And of course, guys, don't forget, check out PlayStation Follower, link right there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.